I'm back today with my autumnal 5-star predictions video, and then I have a question for you, and I also want to ask some questions of you. Hello book friends, I'm Jen and welcome to my reading life and welcome to my autumnal 5-star predictions video. Everybody seemed to really enjoy the 5-star predictions that I did in the summertime, and when I asked if people would be interested in me doing this again, it was a resounding yes. So here we are. I am back today to share 5 books that I think are going to be 5 stars. And my plan is to read those books between now and the end of November, and then I will come back in early December and we will wrap up these 5-star predictions. And we'll see how well I picked the books I thought would be 5 stars. Without any further delay, let us get into those 5 books. Now, 4 of them you saw in my autumn TBR video, my big autumn book stack. If you haven't seen that video, you can check it out. I will link it here and in the description box below. And then the 5th book is one that I had actually pulled to have my Patreon members pick from for our October read-along. They picked a different book, but I'm still going to read this other book because I think I'm gonna love it and I'm kind of in the mood for it. So let us get into the 5 books. First up, I have a middle grade book by one of my favorite middle grade authors. And I can't believe I didn't read this book when I was growing up, but I don't think I did. And that book is Jennifer Hecate Macbeth, William McKinley, and Me, Elizabeth by E.L. Konigsberg. And, well, it has my name in the title. The cover is orange, which just feels autumnal to me, and because I loved From the Mixed Up Files of Mrs. Basil E. Frankweiler, it is one of my all-time favorite middle grade books. I have high hopes for this one, and I really think this is going to be 5 stars, so we shall find out. Next up is a non-fiction book, and this book was actually recommended by one of my viewers. I am sorry, I am forgetting who it was who recommended this, but I think I'm going to love this. It references one of my favorite authors apparently, and that book is Kitchen Yarns by Anne Hood. This is Notes on Life, Love, and Food, and apparently she mentions Laurie Colwin in here. We all know how I feel about Laurie Colwin. If you're new here, I love Laurie Colwin. She's one of my very favorite authors. And I think that anyone who mentions her is probably somebody I am also going to love. And it sounds like Anne Hood has written quite a few things. So I'm really hoping I love this and then I can read more of her writing as well. So yes, again, high hopes for this one too. Next up is a book that I first heard about on the Tea or Books podcast, and Simon and Rachel pick just the best books to read. They have wonderful taste, both of them. I think Simon and my reading tastes probably align a little bit more than mine and Rachel's, but overall, I have read some fantastic books based on their recommendations, and I have loved, whether I read them before they talked about them on the podcast or not, many of the books that they have shared on their podcast. And this book just sounds so good. I've had it for a couple of years and I really want to read it. And that is The Half-Crown House by Helen Ashton. And this is a story of a house, and I believe we follow it through a number of different residents of the house, and it says the past lives in this house, but it is very much the present, which concerns this book. So it looks like it's owned by maybe the Hornbeam family. So yes, I think we're just going to find out about the home, about the family, and you know how I love books that are domestic, and anything about houses sounds lovely to me. And so I have very, very high hopes for this one. Plus this cover is just, it's so beautiful, isn't it? Yes, very excited for this one. And then next is an author who all of her prior books that I've read so far, I've read 3 of her books to date. I think it's 3. 3 or 4, have been 5-star reads for me. And so let's see if we can go for yet another one. And that book is Touch Not the Nettle by Molly Clavering. Molly Clavering is just one of my new favorite authors. She is right up there with D.E. Stevenson. If you enjoy D.E. Stevenson, you will definitely enjoy Molly Clavering. And I am looking forward to this one. I'm going to read you this little quote off the back here. It says, "Old age really must be creeping upon me at last," said Susan Armstrong. "I find more and more that what I most enjoy is a quiet evening at home by the fire with a book." Well, I give it 5 stars just from that. I'm very much looking forward to reading this one and spending more time in Molly Clavering's delightful world. And then the last book is the only book that didn't make it onto my autumn book stack pile of possibilities video. And this is the one that I had picked for my Book Jenny's Patreon to potentially read in October, but like I said, they picked a different book, which I'm equally excited to read. But this book is A Brief History of Montmoret by Michelle Cooper. And my lovely friend Melissa from A Duchess Inside read this is a trilogy, and she read it and loved it, raved about it. So I bought the entire trilogy without having read a single thing, a single word this author has ever written, but it really sounds lovely. It sounds like a coming of age. It's about Sophie Fitzosborne. She lives in a crumbling castle in the tiny island kingdom of Montmoret with her tomboy younger sister Henry, her beautiful intellectual cousin Veronica, and Veronica's father, the completely mad King John. And then Sophie gets a journal for her 16th birthday, and she decides to write about life on the island. And this is in 1936. And I think, you know, historical events are on the horizon and war is coming. So I'm sure that will play a part in this. But this is written in journal format. That is a format of novels that I really personally enjoy. And I just have very, very high hopes for this. Melissa and I have very similar reading tastes, so I think I'm going to love this one. And like I said, I have the second and third book in the trilogy sitting on my shelves right behind me here, so I will definitely read them when I finish this one if I love it, which I'm hoping is going to be 5 stars. And that is it. These are the 5 books that I am predicting are going to be 5-star reads between now and the end of November. Hopefully I will read all of them. None of them are too incredibly long, so I have a feeling I will get through all of these. At least I really, really hope that I do. But I have over 2 months to read them all, and I think it can be done. So here's hoping I make it through all 5 this time. And hopefully none of them are DNFs, because that did happen last time, so that was unfortunate. But that is what happens. So let me know down in the comments, do you agree with me? Do you think these are going to be 5 stars? Have you read any of these books? Are any of them 5 stars for you? So let's chat about that in the comments. But I do have a couple of other things that I also want to talk to you about today. And the first one is really a question for you all, or I'm just curious about your opinions on this. Now, one of you, and I am so sorry that I did not make a note of who it was who pointed me in the direction of the video I'm about to talk about. But thank you so much for pointing me in this direction, because I really think this is an interesting topic and one I'm really, really curious what all of my viewers think about. So Kelly at Books I'm Not Reading, she has a lovely BookTube channel. Please go over and check her out. But she put up a video a couple of weeks ago now, or a week ago maybe, called "Should I Keep Responding to Every Comment?" And Kelly put out this video because her channel has been growing, and she's still a relatively small channel. But as you grow, you obviously receive more comments on your videos. It was funny that one of you mentioned this video. I have followed Kelly for a long time. I've been subscribed to her channel, I think since before I became a booktuber, and I really enjoy her videos, but I hadn't seen this one. It hadn't popped up in my feed, so I was really glad that it was pointed out to me, because I was, in my own mind, kind of wrestling with this same idea, which is, As you grow, as you get more comments, as it becomes more and more time consuming to answer those comments, should I respond to every comment? Now, as of this current moment, I do. I respond to every comment. I at least put a heart next to each comment to let the commenter know that I saw the comment and I appreciated it. I usually just leave hearts. If you have left me only emojis as your comment, then I will heart that to let you know that I saw them and I appreciate them, which I very much do. And then if you leave a written comment, I leave a written comment in return. Now it has gotten harder and harder for me to respond to comments in a timely manner, especially when my life outside of BookTube is really busy and I don't have a lot of time to sit at my computer and just work my way through comments. I do always try to do that the morning that my videos go live. So I will sit down and answer all of those comments that come in right off the bat within the first few hours of the video going live. So I do try to at least get to those and then answer more throughout that day. But then sometimes as more comments come in, I do get behind. I think at the moment I'm actually currently pretty much caught up on comments till this video goes out. But I have found, especially once I sort of hit the 5,000 subscriber mark, that the comments really took off and I found myself kind of scrambling to get to them all in a timely manner. You know what I mean? I have a question for you, but first I do want to mention one thing. YouTube has changed the way that you get notified to a response to a comment. They used to send an email, and so you get an email notifying you that someone had responded to your comment. I also, as a YouTuber, received emails anytime anybody left a comment. You can imagine how many emails that was at any given moment on any given video. They stopped it and I noticed it pretty much right away and I thought, did I turn off some setting or something? Am I no longer getting the comments in my inbox because of something I did and I tried to seek it out and I couldn't find it? But I ended up just kind of letting it go because through YouTube Studio, which is what you use as a YouTuber to upload content, I can see all of the comments there. I can see comments that have been responded to by myself and other viewers, and you, if you respond to me responding to your comment, I can see that. Not as easily. I have to go kind of deep diving into that, but it can still be done. But I know just as a viewer, the only way now to see if a YouTuber has responded to your comments is to go into your notifications on YouTube. So you need to click that little, I think it's the little megaphone button that shows you notifications, and it will show you in there that your comment has been responded to. So here's my question. Is it important to all of you that booktubers, YouTubers, myself personally, that we answer your comments? Now, I do think when YouTubers get to be huge, I'm talking tens of hundreds of thousands of subscribers, that you couldn't possibly answer all of the comments. It's incredibly time consuming to answer comments, and I want to be thoughtful and I want to respond to everybody and to what they are saying to me, because my goal here is to create community. And I think that's one of the lovely things about BookTube in particular, is that we can have a community and discussion about books and reading, and it's just so lovely. It's such a wonderful give and take. I personally will keep responding to comments for as long as I possibly can. My channel is not going to get into the, tens of thousands of hundreds of thousands of subscribers unless something completely insane happens. But I don't foresee that happening. But as long as comments are manageable, I will respond to your comments. Sometimes it may take me a little while, so if you haven't seen me respond, please know that I will get to you. But like I said, I think I am caught up. So if you think I haven't responded to you and you have left a comment, please go in and check in that notification section because you should see that I did respond. But yeah, so I'm just curious, what are your thoughts? How do you feel about YouTubers responding to you? Do you need that? Do you want that? Is that part of why you're leaving the comment? Is it just to help the YouTuber out? Because obviously comments really do help a channel to grow. YouTube takes all of that into consideration when it promotes your videos to the algorithm. So likes, subscriptions, comments, all of that plays into how much they push out your videos to other people who might like to see them. So yes, I just thought this was such an interesting topic of conversation and one I have been thinking about myself. But thank you to Kelly from Books I'm Not Reading. Her video is fantastic. Please go check it out. She makes some really wonderful points. She is also going to keep on responding to comments because like I said, for me personally, I'm here to create community with all of you and to talk about books and reading. That is entirely why I started this channel, and because I love books and I was hoping to find more people who loved the kinds of books that I love to read, and also to help bring books to people that I think maybe have been a little forgotten or left behind, and not just talk about, you know, the current romantasy novel that's out there. And there's a place for that. Don't get me wrong. If you love romantasy, you are also welcome here. But because that's a genre that I don't particularly read, I just thought there's got to be a space for me here to talk about books that other booktubers aren't talking about. So if you're new, if you've just found me, welcome. A lot of my viewers and subscribers are over the age of 40. And I love that. Being almost 52 myself, I appreciate that we have an older demographic here. I love that we are all a part of this YouTube community, and I just want to continue to foster that and grow it and just have this community be as lovely as it has become and blossom into even more loveliness. So thank you guys all for being here. Thank you for your patience if it takes me a while to get to your comments, but just know that I will. I promise. And speaking of being almost 52 and speaking of, well, nothing else that relates to what we were just talking to, but I am about to turn 52. My birthday is coming up in just a couple of weeks at the beginning of October, and I realized that I have not done a Q&A video on my channel in quite some time, and I have a lot more viewers and subscribers than I did when I did my last Q&A, and so what better time to do a new one than to celebrate me heading into another year around the sun. So I am here to put out a call to all of you to leave your questions in the comments. You can ask me anything and I will do my best to respond. So it can be about books, reading, it can be about BookTube, it can be about me personally, it can be about my life outside of BookTube, whatever it is you want to ask me about crafts, about tea, about whatever it is that you've said, I wonder about me or my life or my reading life. Feel free, submit those questions here. I also have a post that is up on my page as well on the community tab, and you can also leave questions over there. So either here on this video or over in that community post. Either place, you can leave questions in multiple places. You can leave me more than one question, as many questions as you like, and I will do my best to get through as many of the questions as I can in an upcoming video, which I will be putting out. This will be an extra video going out the first weekend of October, so stay tuned for that, but I would love to answer all of your questions. So ask me anything, and that video will be coming out very soon. And that will do it for this video. Thank you all so much for being here. Well, we have a lot to chat about in the comments, don't we? We can chat about the 5-star predictions. We can chat how you feel about booktubers and YouTubers in general answering comments. And of course, leave those questions. You can leave all of that in one comment. You can leave it in multiple comments, however you'd like to do it. I will see it. I will respond to it. And yes, so let's chat down there about all the things that I've talked about in this video, which was a lot more than I usually talk about, I think. Now, I really hope you do leave a written comment on this video, but if you don't want to, or you don't feel like it, or you don't have any questions you'd like to ask me, then as always, let's leave some emojis just so you can let me know that you were here, and I will give those a heart. I will see them. They do make an impression on me, and sometimes it's fun. I will open up YouTube Studio, look at all my comments, and there'll be all of these fun emojis all in a row, and that's really lovely to see. But this time, well, because it's my birthday coming up, why don't you leave some sort of celebratory emoji? Can be the little It can be a cake, it can be a little celebration horn or a balloon or a present or whatever it is that feels like celebration to you. Leave those emojis in the comments. But like I said, I would really love to chat with you. That's why I'm here, is to create that community amongst all of us. And I so appreciate you taking time out to be here and watch my videos. And if you liked it, hit that like button and subscribe if you aren't already subscribed. I would love to have you join my bookish community. And as always, I'll be back with another video very soon. Bye.